So those ones I'll welcome even more. Very, very welcome to UCU. And I think we'll get some time to walk and you get a feel of the campus. So this is a very old institution, actually founded as Bishop Tucker Theological College in 1913. So it's been here for a very long time. There are many historical buildings here, especially down there and off to the side. You'll notice some of them look old, but we've tried to maintain them. That's also part of what we do in politics. So we try to maintain these historical structures and build around them and keep the same aesthetic. UCU is a green place if you're just trying to get a feel of who we are. We love the trees, we love the grass. And yes, we hope you'll be able to walk around and enjoy the campus. It's actually the first private university to receive a charter, and it received it in 2004. So it was the first, and many others, as we know, have followed. It started in 1997, though. We have, and I'll look, sometimes I was here, then I left, so I may be off, but I think we have 8 schools and 2 faculties across very many disciplines. Maybe we'll have some time to discuss that a little bit later. So the Vice Chancellor will come through and offer some more welcome remarks, but I'd like to share a verse. And typically at UCU we start off with a word and a prayer for all meetings, so I'll keep that tradition. So I'm reading from Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. This is one of my favorite verses, and I think it resonates a lot with our profession and what we do. So the verse reads, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." So I hope that will resonate with you as it has with me, because it just keeps going on and on about all these wonderful things that we should ascribe to. So I'll open us with a word of prayer, and then I'm going to hand over to Professor Sarah to take us through the presentation. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful morning. Thank you for our health and ability to be here. We don't take that for granted. Thank you for this community that's Uganda University's Quality Assurance Forum, Lord. You've put us all here in this space as a community to sharpen each other. Indeed, your word says iron sharpens iron. So that I pray as colleagues we'll be able to have or continue productive discussions that are going to help us be impactful in our respective areas, but also speak to each other and build capacity from each other to serve better, more and more, in terms of our respective communities, in terms of each other, in terms of our nation, Lord. So I pray for a very good meeting, good deliberations, good ideas, good discernment, and for a good way forward. I ask all these things, believing and trusting in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. So when the VC comes through, I'll come back, but I can hand over to
maybe in addition to what the director was saying, if you forgot something, I want to add something. This university is like 30 years. Can you hear me? Yeah, like I was saying, UCU is like 30 years. But all those 30 years, there has never been anything like a strike of students or staff. There's been nothing like, I don't continue anywhere at all. And everybody continue asking us, how do you do it? That is one uniqueness. Or someone said, what do you feed them? Because most of the time, the riots start from the kitchen. Yeah, there are many reasons, but one of them we always say that it's God's grace, just God's grace. We try to do what we can, and yes, the rest is God's grace. So I'm going to share with you, similar to what you had, we had the presentations, but there is a difference between this presentation and those presentations that we had, and I'll explain. So I'm going to explain how we use the HAQAA tool, but my focus is quality assurance, internal quality assurance. Yeah. Before I go there, this information is based on a tool. That tool is online. That tool Monica went through it when we were at Entebbe. Yes, that tool is what we are using. And, oh, the outliner is here. But yes, something else, before I also go on to present. I had questions about this. Some of us we are not sure where HAQAA falls. Why do we call it HAQAA? But at Entebbe, also, Monica explained this. The quality assurance guidelines and standards have an extent of what in my field we call it a spectrum. The scope. The scope is global. The quality assurance guidelines are assessed at a global level. And that global level normally is described as ESG. And this one is the oldest. The oldest, where all the templates that are related to quality assurance guidelines originated from. It is like, they call it the gold. Like in quality assurance, as we have a golden person. And as I've been there, we know this golden person. Who is this person? Please clap for him. He's right here. Those of you that don't know, he's our gold, he's our template. So the origin of quality assurance guidelines were in Europe. And then later they spread to Africa. And that Africa acts as a bridging continent. It acts as a continental bridge. It bridges those the Europe guidelines and then the Africa. And then we have local. Yes, all those are quality assurance guidelines, but at different levels. So the ones that we are focusing on for these workshops, we are HAQAA. And when you are presenting, you are required to identify one of the goals. Let me bring the goals. No, I'll bring them later. Yeah, so the HAQAA tool, how does it work? Or those guidelines or the goals, how do they look? It's just a series of guidelines that are used to rank an institution. And they are here. Let me bring them. Please give me just a few minutes and I'll be able to bring them. Yes, these are the guidelines I was saying. The ratings that we use to rate each institution, which is similar to what you are doing. Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that you understand, because like I was saying, I've been having a lot of questions. It is a whole lot of them. She explained it. I was trying to get her name. She explained that it's a series of them. You assess the governance, you rate it, you assess the infrastructure, you assess the finance, you assess teaching and learning, and a lot of them like that. So this is what I meant by the ratings. There's a whole lot of it, and also this information is online. That's why I didn't want. So at the end, you are able to rate your university as a system, which is normally described as self-assessment. But in this case, we use a tool that is HAQAA, a tool that is guidelines that are related to African standards. Yes, so I want to go back to... So we use that tool to assess the institution. So the difference between what you are doing and what we did is for us, we assessed the whole institution. For you, you assessed goals. You chose out goals, and yeah, but for us, we assessed the whole institution. So I go back to the presentation. I was just trying to guide what those guidelines looks like, what the ratings look like. And so what worked? Oh no, before I go to what worked, I want to know what steps we took. What steps did we take is also another Word document. I need help. The steps that we took are also similar to the steps that we took. The first step was to make sure that we get permission or buy-in by the authority. Yes. The first one was to get permission from the VC, from Senate, and then after that we created an action plan we used. I said earlier that the first step we took is to get institutional commitment, just like you have done. And we did this through Senate and the VC and Council. And then after that, we are able to strengthen the structure, the quality assurance. That structure was already there. So it was a matter of just strengthening it. Then after getting the structure, number 3, we identified the gaps within that structure, and we used the self-assessment tool. And after that, number 4, we are able to create the policy. And that policy was already there. So we only had to streamline it. After getting the policy, then we started training, capacity building. Number 5, capacity building. We trained the staff and the quality assurance officers, like committee members, and the rest of it you see there. And then number 6, we are able to implement or roll out the program of student assessment of staff, because that's what most of it will be based on. Then we got number 7, we got the information, data and the information. We developed the databases through UIS. We see how we got this when we visit the learning center. And number 8, we engaged the students and all the other stakeholders. And we got feedback from them. And then number 8, please remember, I'm telling you the steps that we use to achieve those quality assurance ratings. Yes, then we got external alignment. External alignment was also part of the system because it involved the accreditation process, but it is in the system, and it was already part of the plan. Yeah. So all these steps, we are supposed to have taken them, but some were already existing. So we only needed to use the ratings to make sure that we streamline them, we strengthen them. And then number 9, we continued improving, and we are able to implement the do, check, act cycles. Yesterday, someone described this very well. I think it was Dr. Uma?
No, Professor.
Professor Mawa. Yes, so we did that, and that is it. So these are the steps that we took. These are the steps that we took, and yes, so I'll go back to the presentation, and I'll tell you what worked, what didn't work, the challenges that we got. So what worked? There are like four things that worked very well. The first one is that the governance structure became clearer. Yeah, we had a structured governance structure, but yeah, it had a lot of gaps. We streamlined it based on that rating and based on the tool. And then another thing that worked out well, the quality assurance policy was also reviewed and streamlined. It's still continuing, you know. I think at the beginning of the year, Krista asked me, so how far did you go with quality assurance policy? It's there. I don't know whether it is complete now. Is it complete? Yeah, we are continuously trying to review it. I don't know how many of you or how you do, where you are. Yeah, but based on that tool and the rating that we had, we are able to streamline it better. And then we also had student evaluations, but the student evaluations we had were paper-based at that time. That one also is another whole presentation. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, hey, I can't believe we used to use papers. We give students and then they write on it, and then they give back, and then we analyze. I don't know, maybe some of you are still doing that, as we stopped a long time ago. And the difference is so big. Yeah, so we are able to get student assessment of staff. And yes, the students were able to evaluate And then we also, the whole community got more awareness of the quality assurance issues. Yeah, so it was just rating ourselves, streamlining what we had based on the tool, and we are able to get all those. What did not work out well? What did not work out well is also similar to what you had. I was disappointed because we thought when we sensitize people, they will be friends with us. They were not. They still saw us as enforcement officers. Wherever we go, they say, oh my God, they are here. Well, I wonder what we did. We walk in the place and say, what did we do? You know, they make you feel bad. Yeah, so we are disappointed, but that was the truth. It didn't work out. Then some faculties adapted to what worked out well. Some faculties did not. Some were lagging behind, and it was hard because we expected better things. Then the data was limited. At one time, we were so desperate to make students assess their staff members. They were refusing, so we decided we are going to do a strategy. Before they do exams, they are seated like how you are sitting, and you're like, now, you either fill this form or you don't do exam. Some of them will hardly do, but of course they will just feel tick, 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 you know? So we didn't really get what we wanted, because they were just doing things for the sake, so that they do exam. It was like, then later they rebelled. They were like, where is it written that we should fill these forms before exams? And they refused. And you see, the students are like kings. I think that's part of why we don't have much of the fights between us. There's a lot of, we allow them to do a lot. So they refused. And they went to the VC, and the VC was like, you two identify another strategy, leave the students alone. And that was it. So, and then the capacity building, the IT assessment methods were limited, and then a lot of staff were leaving or rotated to different places, and it became hard. You start something, before you finish, that staff is gone or is rotated. Then the workload was high. Imagine, for you tried to assess one goal. For us, we are assessing all of them. It was a lot of hard work. And yes, the stakeholders also were limited. We imagined we would achieve so much, we ended up not doing that. So what lessons did we learn? There were many. There are many. The first lesson that we learned, which really made at UCU, data systems is one of the most important things that drives quality assurance issues. Without data systems, without the data, what you will be doing won't be good. So we had to learn a lot. At one time, the UIS, because when they explained to us, the people at the UIS, when they explained to us that the best way how you can deal with analyzing all the data and all the things that you want is to make sure that you strengthen the e-learning center. And so they came to Senate at one time, and they listened, Senate listened, and so the chair of the Senate, the VC, said, okay, yeah, listen, what do you want? I said, we want money. I said, okay, like how much? I remember precisely. The director UIS said like close to 2 billion. So that time the VC even did like this. Did you say, what did you say? Then he said, I want to go and see where that money is going. And we went there, and they started describing things, software, data security, cloud, and we didn't understand. But there was no way. We needed money. So I don't know what is happening. One of the best ways how you can deal with improving the quality assurance systems is to make sure that you have data, and that data most of the time is related to information systems. And it is not easy to understand unless if you are in that area. So another lesson that we learned, the QA team is seen as enforcement officers. And then, we also learned that, yes, we are having issues with people accepting the quality assurance culture, but we also needed to change our mindset and not continuously use force and identify ways. That's why yesterday I was telling you that we sat down and started thinking, and we realized that one of the things we can make people come for meetings, for trainings, is provide meals. Yeah, and we even got a meal policy. UCU has a meal policy. There must be, there must be refreshments at each of the meetings. All right. And also, yes, quality assurance office must move beyond the quality assurance office to all services, and you can only do that with. Then we also like to strengthen the faculties to own, because we go there and tell them what to do, how to do it. But yeah, we realized that we needed to involve them more. And then of course teamwork, yes. And then we learned that we need to strengthen the stakeholders. And yes, we also got to know that quality assurance is for everyone. So what key benefits did we get? The key benefits are many. Of course, UCU became more visible because for that training in the whole of Uganda, there were only 2 universities that were chosen. One was UCU, another was Mbeki. And so we got visible. And then, yeah, we learned how to rate ourselves. Yeah, what is wrong is wrong. What is not right is not right. And then, of course, capacity building. And then we got network with the experts, because the people that trained us were also trained in Germany. And so they were trainer of trainers, and we are supposed also to train. Yeah. The recommendations, these are part of the evidences that we used. There are many, but yeah, these are part of what we used, the pictures that are there. This is the e-learning center. When you go there, you see it. But I'm bringing these pictures, and you're wondering why. These people were e-learning managers, directors. Yeah, somehow, the first one, this one, her name was Mukasa, she died. And then after that one took over, and she also died. Yeah, then the one that came after them left, So it has been a series of like that. And I don't know, sometimes I think some of us take things for granted, and in QA office I have these people, these people really, like for data, the e-learning resources, and they really helped us. Yeah, they just died. All right, basically, friends, that is what I can say. Yeah, that is what I have for us for now. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back from the tour. How are you? It's Marcela Nsenga from King Caesar University, and I'm here to talk on behalf of the participants, give thanksgiving. I first start with God, who has given us this chance to have these workshops. This is the third, and since they started, has maintained people who started this program and has maintained us to reach this time safely and healthy. I have seen all of us are moving steadily well. So we thank God with the praise. Thank you. So on behalf of the participants, I register a vote of thanks to everyone that has participated in the organization of this project. It's not easy. They had tireless nights. They spent all their energy on it. And for us, we have enjoyed their fruits. This is wonderful. And I'm happy to be among those people that have benefited. How wonderful it is the interaction we had from different areas of this country. Maybe I would say the country because we have one from Nigeria. Isn't it nice? Yes, so that is the nature of networking. And Professor Moore has been talking about us participating in many things, including maybe international settings where they request for documents, and research is the way to go. So he has been encouraging us to be more active, do more research, and possibly also be recognized as PIs, as our colleagues have done. Would like to thank the PI and give her a big thank you so much, Madam, for picking up that role, the responsibility that she wasn't sure of, but she accepted to take it. Thanking all of you for that positive attitude to come for this workshop. I would like to thank the hotels where we have been accommodated, where we started and ending with UCU University, which has passed us through a lot of experiences. The eyes go not only to see, but to copy and to learn. And we are sure from here we are going to implement a lot of things that we've achieved from all this interaction. So we pray for the families that you left behind. We pray for whoever you are responsible for, so that they remain healthy, because with that, there will be no anxiety. And God to protect our journey, provide us with the journey mercies as we go home. Would like to thank the catering groups from both sides. So far, Kaloni Hotel, and then UCU University. Food was nice, encouraging. That's why we are able to do all that you have done. We had a lot of appetite. Even now we are creating more for what is being said. So thank you for that preparation. I end here by saying, God, thank you, and thanks to everyone. May God bless you.
Congratulations. Can you kindly clap for yourself? You know we are used to clap for others, but this evening, this afternoon, I want us to clap for ourselves. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We want to thank God that we have come to the end of this project. It started in 2024, and now we are ending in 2026. We can't take it for granted. These are 2 years. There have been 2 years of hard work, and I really want to thank God for that. I want to thank God for our funders, people who dreamt about this, and they sent us a call, and they trained us. We had I remember it was a very extensive online training for both internal and external quality assurance. HAQAA ambassadors received flowers from participants. Thank you very much. Those of you involved yourselves in this training. We want to thank the institutions that supported us, especially those who gave us money, and even who nominated you to come and participate. Because winning a project is one thing, and getting people to participate in it is another thing, isn't it? There will be all reasons for institutions saying, no, we don't have money. moreover, what is this HAQAA? But we really want to thank the institutions that really supported us. They have given us the money, they gave us the permission. They allowed us in the first workshop to leave our offices, and even up to now. Participants, I'm really very grateful. Thank you very much. Professor Mawa, I want you to inform Dad that Ugandan participants have been extremely very, very good. They did very wonderful projects. First of all, they were very active in the first workshop. They came, they learned, we taught them about the tools, they went, they implemented, and at least you testified. You can testify yesterday in the workshop, the presentations were very good. So participants, I'm really very grateful. Kindly let us not stop there. Remember, those tools, they have many standards. If you did, I was asking myself, why are we not doing on finance? Why are we not doing on governance? There are many other standards, and therefore you can look through. We gave you those books. You can look through those tools, and you ask then you can determine and say, this time I did on competence-based, this time I did on visions and etc. and etc. Then we go to governance. You have the right. You are quality assurers. I want to thank the facilitators. Can we clap for our facilitators? Thank you very much, our facilitators. Professor Mao, we are very grateful. We know you are a very busy person. We know your office is very tasky, but giving us these 2 days, and even the other time you came, and now you have been with us, we are very grateful. I remember very well in 2012, that's when I started the journey of quality assurance, and I found you there as a facilitator. Up to now, 2026, you are still a facilitator. We are really very grateful. Dr. Mom, Dr. Ouma, you're very grateful. Dr. Justin, we are very grateful. We know you have been busy. The whole of last week was National Council Week. You were in Ugulu, but to see you here, we are very grateful. Extend our thanks to Dr. David, Brian, thank you very much. Brian is very good at figures and money. So that I'll read somewhere, I said, Brian, take over me, I'm a historian. I don't like those figures. And he will do it very well and will give me feedback in time. Brian, I'm really I'm grateful really as the overall coordinator. Friends and Henry, we can't thank you enough. You know what you did for us, and we are really very grateful. Sarah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You took the organization of this workshop. Let me tell you the truth, it was Sarah. I don't know how many times we traveled to Karori, and such of course the hotel was super. We are real. Quality assurance, we are very, very grateful. And when you talk to Joe, say that even up to now, we are still saying thank you very much for getting us the best of the best. We are very, very, very grateful. We want to thank the UQAF executive. They were also there for us. UQAF took over this project. They did not participate. For your information, UQAF did not participate. No, of course, when I'm talking about UQAF, I'm talking about the executive. They did not participate in the HAQAA. But when time came and we were going to write this project, we had to invite them and say, look here, we have to implement this as UQAF. They had all the reasons to say, for us, we can't go there. But they accepted, and they have been there for us. You see you. You see you. Can we clap for you, see you? Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you very much, Margaret. Thank you very much for that director. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But we are very, very grateful. By the way, I was reminded that UC has opened their doors and windows and everything for HAQAA for 3 times for benchmarking. I remember very well in 2012, I participated. We came here. And that time the library, they had just opened the library. It was too much for us, especially some of us who are coming from those small universities. We saw the library, and I remember very well, we asked them about the bandwidth. That was my first time by you to hear the word bandwidth. I didn't know anything about internet. Then they said by that time they were on 50. I don't know even how they would calculate it. But the person who asked the question was just next to me. They said, hey, my university has only 8, and for them they had 50. So you see, thank you very much. We know now we can't even ask you because we know you are now above the what? The bandwidth. I encourage all of us. There is a tendency of coming and attending a workshop like this, participate, and then we go and close the files and close the knowledge. Kindly, can we go out and we do something? For example, like us at HAQAA University, we are going to do institutional self-assessment this last quarter of this year. And we are going to use the rating of Professor Sarah. Exactly, that's what we are going to use. So I'm encouraging all of us. Go and do something. Let us not stop. Quality is what? Is continuous. And we encourage to do improvement plans. And so that when we meet together again, we still have testimonies to say. Otherwise, we are very grateful. Thank you very much. I wish you very well. I wish you safe journey back to your respective institutions, back to your respective homes. And I'm happy to say, as a Christian, Happy Easter. Happy Easter, and God bless you.
For the gift you've given us, we'll be able to pass it on to our Vice Chancellor as a sign that you really have been here. We thank you so much for that thoughtfulness.